Hey guys, Brad from RotoHeat back at it. We're going to talk one QB ADP based on RotoHeat.com mocks. Don't forget, if you liked it, hit the like. If you enjoy it, hit the subscribe, the notification icon. Stay up to date with everything we got going over here on YouTube.
Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire.
All right, so one QB ADP has been pretty cut and dry as of the last month and a half over here on RotoHeat.com. So we're going to talk through, and I'm going to give you the top 12, and then I'm also going to give you some guys that are doing some high rising, some as of late jumping up ADP. So at the number one spot in the RotoHeat.com ADP, Najee Harris, running back, Alabama. Hasn't changed, isn't changing, most likely won't change. Najee Harris appears to be the guy that everyone loves at the one spot. So it is what it is. You know, running back is king in the one QB world. At the number two spot, Jamar Chase, wide receiver, LSU. Again, you know, everybody's consensus top wide receiver in this class. Some say he's generational talent, if you will. You know, you've got that word being thrown around with a few of the guys in this draft class. So we'll see if it pans out. He's a number two. At the number three spot, we got another running back, Travis Etienne, running back, Clemson, comes in at number three on the RotoHeat.com one QB ADP. At the number four spot, not a surprise for anybody who's been watching as of late, we love ourselves some Javonte Williams, running back, UNC. He comes in at the number four spot. And you're seeing the first six picks in our RotoHeat.com one QB ADP haven't changed. They're all still just kind of the consensus top guys. At number five, we've got DeVonta Smith, wide receiver, Alabama. This is what it is. He's right up there at the top. People are pretty sold on Chase, pretty sold on DeVonta. You know, Jalen Waddle is another one of those guys that you're going to hear in this conversation, but not at the number six spot because it is the top tight end in this class, another generational player, Kyle Pitts, tight end out of Florida. He has not changed either. These are the consensus top six. We haven't seen much movement in the RotoHeat.com ADPs here as of recently. In all of our mocking, we're seeing it pretty much cut and dry, those top six. Now, this is where things get a little different. At the number seven spot, Jalen Waddle, wide receiver, Alabama. We've seen him jump around. We've seen him kind of at the 7, 8, 9, right in that sweet spot. Right now, he's sitting at 7 in our pre-draft ADP. At number 8, Rashad Bateman, wide receiver, Minnesota. He's actually dropped. He was 7 here as of recently, but all of a sudden now the community's moving more in the Waddle camp. So we'll see post-draft if it stays that way. At the number 9 spot, we've got the first quarterback off the board. Everybody loves him. Trevor Lawrence, Clemson University. He is actually sitting around 8, 9, 10 in most of our mocks. He's been as high as 8, and now we're seeing him currently at number 9. At number 10, Terrace Marshall, wide receiver, LSU. This is actually one that's really been sitting firmly in the late first, early second. Hopefully I'm not making it biased because I've been talking him up at every chance I get because I really do like him. He's kind of my T. Higgins crush of this draft. You know, T. Higgins was a guy I was really big on last year. Terrace Marshall I have very, very similar feelings of. I really liked him pre-draft. I really liked him, you know, late first, early second, and that's really where we're seeing him sit at. We've seen him drop down as low as 14, and we've seen him as high as 8. So 10 is about the sweet spot for him. At number 11, we've got Rondale Moore, wide receiver, Purdue. He's a guy that folks love his electric ability. The injuries, obviously, we know are a concern. We've seen him at 13, as low as 13 recently, as high as number 8 as well. Currently on our RotoHeat.com one QB ADP, he's sitting at 11. Rounding out the first round, though, another quarterback, which was pleasantly surprising as I was prepping for this video, Justin Fields, wide receiver, OSU. We've seen him as low as 17, which in one QB situations, I'm a guy that is not jumping on QBs too early, and we've seen him as high as 10. So 12 right now is an interesting spot for him. If you're looking for your QB, maybe Justin Fields is your guy. We'll see. So now I want to get to the part of the video where I talk about guys who are rising. So these are going to be throughout the different rounds post round 1. So in round 2, Trey Sermon is a guy, just like in the Superflex. If you haven't watched the Superflex ADP video, watch it. It's a good one. Trey Sermon's jumping up in all draft boards. So currently, he's sitting at 15, which isn't far down. That's early second round value. We've seen him as low as 19. He's been recently at 16. Right now, he's sitting at 15. I like it. Looking at that, we also have another guy that I mentioned on the Superflex ADP video. Elijah Moore, wide receiver, Ole Miss, has jumped up to the number 18 spot. So that's kind of mid-second round value right there. If we jump down into the late third round, Nico Collins, wide receiver, Michigan, has jumped up 15 spots in our ADP from March to April. He was as low as 42 overall, and we have seen him get up to 25 in some of the mocks. So he's got an interesting kind of third round on type value, and it'll be fun to see how that pans out for him post-draft. Another name of a guy that I'm a fan of, but we haven't really seen a lot going on about him, is Khalil Herbert, running back, Virginia Tech. He's jumped up 14 spots to the number 33 in our most recent ADP on rotoheat.com. Another guy that's jumped up pretty far, quarterback Kellen Mond from Texas A&M. He's jumped up to the number 38 spot. We've seen him as low as 42. We've seen him get up to 33 at points, but right now currently sitting at 38. When we get down into the 40s, we've got Austin Watkins, wide receiver, UAB. You're seeing, if you've watched our Superflex video, thank you, we are seeing Watkins. We're seeing a lot of these guys, very similar between 1QB and Superflex, kind of moving up. He's moved up 15 spots to the number 43 overall in our rotoheat.com 1QB ADP. After that, there's not a lot of guys that are jumping up a lot. Now, we have we have quite a few guys on this list, and you can see it's very easy to tell how much they've moved, kind of the variation between them. If you expand it, you can see where they've been at in the different months throughout our mock drafts. We got a lot. There's a lot of data on there. A lot of data on rotoheat.com to help you out with your 1QB draft. So make sure you jump on there, take a look. Again, like, subscribe, notification icon. We thank you guys. We love you guys. We are going to be mocking all NFL draft weekend, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. We are here. We are going to get you as fresh and up-to-date data as possible. So make sure you're hanging with us, and you can be a part of them. You can be a part of our mock draft. So make sure you get on board with us, rotoheat.com. You can get on Discord. We can get you in all there. And we will talk to you guys again soon.